What is up, guys? It's me, Pez Flips. And boy, oh boy, we have a very, very exciting video today. An unboxing that, I'll be honest, I never knew if I was going to do or not, but had a little scare here. It said it was delivered, and I thought it was going to be in an Amazon Dropbox. It wasn't, so I was freaking out. Turns out it was just in our normal mail. So I could have gotten this at like noon today, but we're getting it tonight at like 7 o'clock. So there it is. You see that? I think you might be able to tell. It's an older looking, what is that, Machinewise by chance? Interesting. Let's see if I can open it up. Boys, let's flip this guy out. Oh my God. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Are you feeling that? Wait. Ew, there's like a booger in there or something. Wait. Okay, booger has been extracted. This blade is a little mucked up. Let's see. It is it's kind of sharp. Yeah, it looks like it's just lost its edge naturally. This guy is beautiful. Let's get you in the light here with autofocus on so we can get some nice details. You seeing this, Anno? This guy is a grail upon grails. One that I honestly don't see too often. And I'm just so happy to have this guy in my collection. I've heard that this flips light, it flips smoothly, has the Machinewise tolerances, an incredible sound, and I mean, look at the way this thing looks. This is exactly what I want. I love the Tanto look. I love a flat blade. I think these things just look so mean. And this Anno is honestly very impressive. This is the older textured handles. I think the V1, if I remember. Yeah, this is an Opus. I should have said that before. Okay, it's a little slippery because it's been outside and it's condensing as it's entered back in. First things first. Let's do the play test first. Barely any play. Oh, let's get back into manual focus here. It's very muted. Barely any play. Oh my God. Dude, do you hear that? I'm like barely applying any pressure, and this thing just sounds exactly like that. On weight-wise, this thing is actually pretty light. I would imagine, let me feel it next to the Kraken. I think maybe it's the length of the Opus as well that makes it feel a little bit lighter. Yeah, it actually feels slightly lighter than the Speed Channel Kraken, but I think maybe that's a perception thing. The cutouts in here are actually like very noticeably big. Like when I go to do a fan and I'm going in here to pinch, my finger's getting in there, which is nice. It's different, and I have to get used to it, but it is giving me a lot of feedback, a lot of physical feedback in the hand, which is something that I've talked about. It's been a while since I've talked about it, but I think is an important aspect of flipping. This thing just fans incredibly well. I mean, I feel like Machinewise, that's kind of their deal, is that they always make like really well fanning things. And also what's interesting is that this choil is really high up. The milling on this blade is very impressive. Let's go back to auto and look at this milling here. You can see that the blade it has its milling lines. You can see a little chip there in the blade, but this guy is number 56. Number 56. I just can't get over that sound. It's just kind of like the perfect sound because it's not too loud, but it's got like a nice feel in the hand, bouncy but smooth. I want to say that these handles are, yeah, they are tapered, which is something that I've been missing with a lot of battle songs, is having tapered handles is actually really nice. I feel like it's something that people don't talk a lot about. This feels kind of like a longer version of the Tsunami. At least this is my clone for the Tsunami, my horrible clone that I have a screw loose on it. But with the DI blade, sometimes it feels like it's blade bias, and there maybe is a chance that it is, but it feels really good to flip with. And the handles are kind of similar. It's basically just like a longer Tsunami with a better sound / better tolerances. Because I know that the Tsunami, except for like newer prods, is a pretty dead bounce, unfortunately. This guy's on phosphor bronze washers, pretty sure. I wonder if there was a possibility to get this on stainless. A lot of people were coming at me for having stainless on the Kraken over there, but then I was thinking, like, the Prisma Pro exists, and that was on stainless, so, like, what's the problem with that? So I think the first thing that I'm feeling is that this thing, you have to flip a little slower because of the length of it, which I feel like for, oh god, for me, is kind of like perfect. I've been meaning to revisit the topic of slowing down my flipping style, but I've been very concerned with flipping slower because I feel like flow is probably one of the most impressive aspects of flipping, having like the smoothness. I will say that on certain flips, I have to get used to it. It feels a little delayed in action, and I think that's, again, because of its length. I often don't flip very long bella songs, and the ones that I do have are sometimes actually quite short. Like I have the MC Ender, which is pretty short, and because of that, it's actually kind of fast. And this has a lot more of a hotspot weight. This one, in terms of like weight distribution, I feel most of it right about here. That's where I feel most of it. The handles, it feels maybe the smidgiest bit blade bias. And now I think that there are other weights in here, so let's open up that. I don't know how the weight installation thing goes on this thing. Man, that fade on the side is just beautiful. Yep, so I see other weights in here. I think this thing just doesn't have anything installed at the moment. I'm a novice when it comes to this platform, but I don't actually know how they work. Let me just take them out, actually. Oh, it comes with extra washers. That's interesting. Are these used? They are not used. Well, at least that one isn't. Okay, these all look the same. No, okay, so they have like the lighter version. I might want to try it with the lightweights. It feels like it gets away just a little bit. I can see here with this 3D print, it has like the spots for, what the heck, is that 5? Okay, no, it's not. Maybe there's 5 washers in there, which is weird, but yeah, I can see, I know that like Machinewise, that's just their thing. They make blade bias knives with no weights in, and then like kind of awkward weights with them. And I don't love taking apart battle songs that are this expensive because I don't want to, am I a monkey right now? I'm struggling to, I wanted to see if I could put that in that way, but yeah, I want to put weights in this guy, but when it's this expensive of a knife, I don't love taking it apart. That's why I like the Tai Sasori, is that you could still maintain the channel, and it is a channel. So like if you took the bottom screws out to adjust the weights, you didn't have to take the whole thing apart, which is the one downside to this thing. I would have liked that to be something to be considered, but obviously this is an OG knife. This is something that, I don't know the exact year it came out, but it came out before I was flipping. This is one of those grails that I feel like there's not enough representation of in the world. And I remember Buffness flipped this, and he thought it was super flowy, and I would agree. I don't know if they flipped it in with no weights or not. I can't remember, but yeah, this thing just feels really good. It feels better to flip slower than it does to flip really fast. I mean, I can try. You can kind of see that even when I'm trying to flip fast, it doesn't really want to go that fast. And to answer your question, yes, this thing is sharp. But yeah, I might even say this is a perfect battle song for me. What I look for is a light titanium knife with that flat style tanto blade and deep texturing the handles, big cutouts for extra grip. A muted sound is something I've really taken a lot of time to consider now. Man, this thing is just not stopping. Tapered handles is something that I've not really thought about too much, but I feel like is honestly slept on, like I said before. And this thing has tapered handles. I would say the one thing is the length. This thing is a little long, but that being said, I feel like as a flipper, that actually might be better. There is some traditionalism that people abide by, where there's a certain quote unquote standard blade length that people really go for, that I actually don't think is gonna make the Balisong better or worse. I think shorter, it can get a little weird. But longer isn't bad, and I think a lot of people were drawn to Machinewise exactly for that reason. You look at pen spinning, for example, and those aren't pens in the traditional sense. They're very long, very spread out from each other in terms of their point of weight. It's you have the pen that's even this long, and with that, it does sound, it does flip smoother. So I feel like having something that is a longer Balisong, in terms of a goal for me personally, which is flipping smoother, this is it. And it kind of puts you in a weird spot. Do I need to get any more Balisongs? The answer is no. I already talked about this before, but I've been looking for a grail that fits the things that I'm looking for. And eventually I'd love to come back to the titanium Kraken. But I think that for right now, the best thing for me financially is to just have the one grail, and that might mean that I downsize. There's always this search for the perfect Balisong, and for me, I have flipped many different things in search of answering that question for what my preferences are. And I feel like this is kind of it. Let's just do one last close-up. Take a peek-see at this guy. Really, hello? Oh, not hello. Really appreciate just the beautiful anode job that was done on this thing. I paid $500 on this guy, I think. I still haven't done a video on this big box there, but that's something that is a filming diff. I just don't know how to record that video, but that's a little hint. But yeah, this thing is just absolutely stunning, and I am so happy to be able to have this in my collection, and be able to afford something like this for what I do. I'm an IA, going back to school, and I don't know, this is a big deal for me. So I want to say I'm close to 2,000 subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. I love reading your comments. I think that's the most exciting thing. Those who don't leave comments, that's fine too. But just thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, really close to that 2,000 subscriber mark. Just glad you guys watching, hang out with me. So eventually we'll get a clip of this guy, maybe when I stop leaking fluids. So anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one, okay? Bye.